as we've journeyed through the depths of Zulu spirituality, from the ancient creative force of Unkulunkulu to the sacred role of Sangomas, it becomes clear that these traditions are far more than history. They are living, breathing aspects of culture that continue to shape identities and heal communities today. The spiritual power that flows through trance, ritual, and ancestral connection reminds us of a timeless truth, that life and death, the seen and unseen, are intimately woven together. In a world that often feels fragmented, the Zulu spiritual path offers a profound reminder of balance, connection, and reverence for forces greater than ourselves. If you found this exploration enlightening, inspiring, or thought-provoking, don't forget to subscribe and like the video to stay connected for more journeys into the world's most captivating spiritual traditions. Your support helps us bring these stories to light, keeping ancient wisdom alive for generations to come. Unkulunkulu stands at the very heart of Zulu cosmology, revered as the great ancestor and creator who breathed life into the world. In the stories passed down through generations, he is the origin, the first man who emerged from the mist to shape the earth and its people. Unlike distant deities of other faiths, Unkulunkulu is intimately connected to the fabric of existence, a guiding force who watches over the unfolding story of life. His name carries weight not just as myth, but as a living presence woven into the Zulu worldview. To speak of Unkulunkulu is to speak of beginnings, of the sacred moment when spirit met flesh and life blossomed in harmony. The spirit world, as the Zulu understand it, is vast and layered, a complex realm where ancestors, spirits, and divine forces coexist. This world is not separate from the one we walk in. Rather, it flows alongside our own reality, an ever-present force that influences the seen and unseen. Ancestors, or Amadlozi, hold a special place here, revered protectors and wise guides who watch over their descendants. Their presence is tangible, felt in the rustle of the wind, the warmth of a fire, or the silence of a quiet room. For the Zulu, the ancestors are living participants in the cycle of life, their spirits sustaining the world even after death. These ancestors serve as more than mere memory or legend. They are bridges between the mortal world and the divine, maintaining the balance that keeps the universe in harmony. Rituals and ceremonies act as threads connecting the living to those who came before. When families gather to offer prayers, pour libations, or perform sacred dances, they are reaching out to these spirits, inviting their blessings and guidance. This communion ensures that life continues in a sacred rhythm, where each generation supports the next, honoring the past while nurturing the future. The cosmology of the Zulu deeply shapes everyday life, infusing meaning into even the smallest actions. Respect for elders is rooted in this ancestral reverence. Community bonds are strengthened through shared spiritual practices and collective memory. The land itself is sacred, a gift from the ancestors carrying their presence in every stone and tree. Social customs, moral codes, and values all reflect this worldview, creating a culture where the spiritual and the physical are inseparable. Success, health, and prosperity are not seen as random, but as signs of ancestral favor or warning. In contemporary times, the influence of these spiritual forces remains vibrant and dynamic. The voices of the ancestors continue to be heard through dreams, visions, and the vital work of Sangomas. These healers act as living conduits, interpreting signs and messages that keep communities connected to the spirit world. Festivals and ceremonies still mark the cycles of life and the seasons, blending ancient tradition with modern identity. This ongoing dialogue between the past and present keeps the culture alive, vibrant, and deeply rooted in meaning. To truly understand Zulu cosmology is to appreciate a worldview that honors the invisible, where every action carries spiritual weight. Unkulunkulu's legacy, carried forward through the ancestors, breathes life into the land and people. It is a sacred dance between the seen and unseen, a spiritual heartbeat that pulses through the Zulu nation, connecting past, present, and future in an unbroken circle of life. Sangomas are the revered spirit callers of the Zulu people, entrusted with a sacred role that bridges the physical world and the unseen spiritual realm. They are far more than traditional healers. They are custodians of ancestral wisdom and living conduits to the spirit world. Their presence in Zulu society is essential, serving as guides, counselors, and protectors of the community's well-being. Sangomas hold a unique place, blending spiritual insight with practical healing, balancing ancient traditions with the ever-changing rhythms of modern life. To understand the power of the Sangoma, one must look beyond the surface of their healing work. They are spiritual mediators, often entering trance states to communicate directly with the ancestors. These trance states are profound experiences where the Sangoma's consciousness shifts, allowing spirits to take possession of their bodies. This possession is not a loss of control, but a sacred invitation. The Sangoma becomes a vessel for ancestral voices and wisdom, delivering messages that can heal, warn, or guide. These altered states of consciousness form a vital part of their practice, revealing truths hidden from ordinary perception. Dreams are another powerful channel through which Sangomas receive guidance. The spirit world speaks in symbols, and the interpretation of these nocturnal visions requires deep understanding and spiritual sensitivity. Sangomas are trained to decode the language of dreams, translating cryptic images into meaningful advice for their clients. Whether foretelling danger, revealing illness, or offering spiritual insight, these dream messages are integral to how Sangomas serve their communities. The ability to navigate the realm of dreams is as vital as any herb or ritual in their extensive toolkit. Spirit possession ceremonies are central to the work of the Sangoma. These rituals are communal events where the boundaries between worlds become thin, and ancestral spirits are invited to join the living. Through rhythmic dancing, drumming, and chanting, the Sangoma enters a trance, allowing spirits to inhabit their body temporarily. This possession brings clarity and answers, often providing solutions to problems ranging from illness to conflicts within the community. These ceremonies are deeply respected, both for their spiritual significance and their role in reinforcing social cohesion. The significance of spirit possession extends beyond the individual Sangoma. It is a collective experience that strengthens the bond between the living and the ancestors. It confirms the ongoing presence of spiritual forces in everyday life and affirms the community's connection to its roots. The messages received during these ceremonies often address broader concerns, offering guidance not only to individuals, but also to families and entire villages. In this way, the Sangoma acts as a living bridge between worlds, ensuring that ancestral wisdom remains a guiding force. There are many stories of how Sangomas have interpreted these messages to transform lives. For instance, a Sangoma may sense through spirit possession that an illness is not just physical, but also spiritual, caused by a disharmony with the ancestors. In such cases, healing rituals will include offerings to appease these spirits, alongside herbal remedies to treat the body. Another example is when a Sangoma uncovers hidden conflicts or secrets during trance states, revealing truths that help resolve long-standing disputes. These acts of spiritual mediation reinforce the Sangoma's role as a peacemaker and guardian. The power of the Sangoma lies in their ability to navigate multiple realms simultaneously. They understand that healing is never only about the body, but involves mind, spirit, and community. Their ceremonies and practices are rich tapestries of belief, medicine, and ritual, crafted over centuries yet alive and evolving. Sangomas embody the ongoing story of Zulu spirituality, where the ancestors remain active participants in the lives of their people, speaking through trance, dreams, and sacred rites. In contemporary Zulu society, Sangomas continue to be essential figures, respected for their unique wisdom and spiritual authority. They maintain traditions that honor the ancestors while adapting to modern challenges, blending ancient practices with new understandings. Their work exemplifies the resilience of indigenous knowledge, proving that spiritual connection and healing transcend time and change. Through trance states and spirit possession, Sangomas keep the ancestral voices alive, ensuring that the sacred dialogue between worlds never fades. The journey to becoming a Sangoma begins with a profound spiritual calling known as Ubizo. This calling is not a casual decision, but an undeniable summons from the ancestors, often arriving unexpectedly and sometimes accompanied by physical or emotional symptoms. Those chosen may experience persistent dreams, visions, or an unexplainable pull toward the spiritual world. For some, this call comes through illness or intense spiritual discomfort, a signal that the ancestors have chosen them to serve as intermediaries. Recognizing Ubizo is the first crucial step in embracing a path that will change one's life forever. Once the calling is accepted, the initiate enters a rigorous process of initiation, designed to prepare them for their sacred role. This training is both demanding and transformative, blending physical endurance with deep spiritual work. The initiate undergoes rituals that often involve isolation, fasting, and cleansing ceremonies to purify the body and spirit. They learn to navigate altered states of consciousness, develop sensitivity to ancestral messages, and acquire knowledge of herbal medicines. This period is marked by challenges that test the initiate's resilience, faith, and commitment to their new path. Central to the initiation process are the spiritual experiences that reveal the depth and power of the Sangoma's future role. Initiates frequently enter trance states during ceremonies where they encounter ancestral spirits who communicate guidance, warnings, and blessings. These encounters can be vivid and overwhelming, involving visions filled with symbolic imagery that the initiate must learn to interpret. Dreams also play a critical role, providing insights and instructions from the spirit world. These experiences are not mere fantasies, but essential components of the initiate's education, opening their awareness to dimensions beyond ordinary perception. The training continues under the careful guidance of an experienced Sangoma, often a mentor who has walked the path before. This relationship is vital as the mentor helps the initiate understand the spiritual lessons and integrate them into everyday life. Learning the art of healing, divination, and ritual practice takes years, during which the initiate gradually assumes greater responsibilities within the community. This apprenticeship ensures the continuity of ancestral knowledge and the preservation of sacred traditions. Initiation is far more than an individual transformation. It is a communal event that reaffirms social bonds and spiritual continuity. Families and communities come together to support the initiate, participating in ceremonies that celebrate their new role. These rituals strengthen ties between the living and the ancestors, reaffirming the interconnectedness of past, present, and future. The initiate's journey becomes a shared experience, one that enriches the entire community and ensures the survival of spiritual wisdom. The significance of initiation extends into everyday life as the newly trained Sangoma takes on responsibilities as a healer, counselor, and spiritual guide. Their role is not only to heal physical ailments, but to maintain the harmony between the human and spirit worlds. This balance is crucial for the health and prosperity of the community. Through their rituals and ceremonies, Sangomas protect the living from harm, interpret signs from the ancestors, and provide comfort in times of crisis. Their work embodies a sacred trust passed down through generations. In a world that often prioritizes the tangible and material, the initiation of a Sangoma stands as a powerful reminder of the unseen forces that shape our lives. It is a rite of passage that connects the individual to something greater, a timeless lineage of spiritual wisdom and responsibility. This calling, once answered, demands dedication, humility, and courage, qualities that define the Sangoma's path. The initiation and Ubizo process also symbolize resilience and renewal. By accepting the call, the initiate becomes a living vessel for ancestral energy, ensuring that the spirit world remains active and influential in contemporary society. This spiritual continuity fosters a deep sense of identity and belonging, reinforcing the cultural fabric of the Zulu people. It is through these sacred rites that the past remains present, guiding the future with wisdom and power. Ultimately, the calling to become a Sangoma is a profound journey of transformation and service. It is an invitation to step beyond the ordinary and embrace a role that is both challenging and deeply rewarding. Through initiation, the Sangoma is reborn into a life dedicated to healing, protection, and spiritual connection. A life that honors the enduring bond between the living and the ancestors. The healing practices of Sangomas are deeply rooted in an intimate knowledge of medicinal plants, passed down through generations like a precious inheritance. This botanical wisdom is far from simple herbalism. It is a sacred science woven with spiritual understanding. Sangomas know which plants carry the power to heal wounds, cure illnesses, and restore balance to both body and soul. Their knowledge extends beyond mere identification. They understand the precise preparation, timing, and spiritual intent needed to unlock each plant's full potential. These remedies are as much about connection to nature as they are about medicine. Healing in the Sangoma tradition is a holistic art that embraces body, mind, and spirit as a unified whole. Illness is rarely seen as a purely physical problem. Instead, it is understood as a sign of disharmony, whether caused by spiritual imbalance, ancestral displeasure, or negative forces in the environment. Sangomas work to identify these root causes, addressing them through rituals, prayers, and herbal treatments. This comprehensive approach acknowledges the interconnectedness of health, community, and the spirit world, offering a path to restoration that is both practical and profound. Many stories from Zulu culture illustrate the remarkable successes of Sangoma healing. One tale speaks of a child who suffered mysterious seizures, baffling local doctors. After consulting a Sangoma, it became clear that the child was under spiritual attack by an angry ancestor. Through a combination of cleansing rituals, herbal baths, and protective charms, the seizures ceased, and the child returned to health. Another story recounts a village plagued by a drought, saved only when a Sangoma performed ceremonies calling on the ancestors' favor, while administering remedies to purify the land. These stories are not merely folklore, but testimonies to the enduring power of traditional healing. Beyond curing illness, Sangomas play a crucial role in protecting their communities from both physical and spiritual harm. They are guardians against malevolent forces, using their spiritual insight to detect and neutralize curses, jealousy, or witchcraft. Through ceremonies and protective charms, Sangomas create shields of energy around families and villages, maintaining safety and balance. Their presence offers reassurance in times of uncertainty, reinforcing social harmony and emotional resilience. Sangomas also serve as counselors, guiding individuals through emotional and psychological challenges. Their healing extends to the mind, helping people confront fears, anxieties, and conflicts that may manifest as physical symptoms. By addressing these spiritual and mental dimensions, Sangomas provide comprehensive care that modern medicine often overlooks. Their work highlights the importance of understanding illness as part of a broader human experience, where healing is as much about restoring spirit as it is about curing the body. Herbal knowledge and healing rituals are deeply intertwined with the natural cycles and sacred landscapes of the Zulu people. Sangomas gather plants during specific seasons and under particular moon phases, believing that timing affects the potency of their medicine. Preparation is done with prayer and respect, acknowledging the life force within each herb. This reverence ensures that healing is not a mere transaction, but a sacred exchange between healer, plant, and patient. The healing power of Sangomas continues to thrive today, even as modern medicine grows more prevalent. Many Zulu people turn to Sangomas alongside doctors, valuing the holistic care and spiritual insight they provide. This blending of old and new exemplifies the resilience of traditional knowledge and its ongoing relevance. Through their healing practices, Sangomas nurture not only individual health, but the well-being of entire communities. In essence, the Sangoma's role as a healer goes far beyond treating symptoms. It is a sacred duty to restore harmony within individuals and between people and the spirit world. Their herbal expertise, combined with spiritual practices, forms a unique healing tradition that honors the complexity of human experience. The Sangoma's work reminds us that true healing is never just physical. It is a journey of balance, connection, and renewal. In modern South Africa, the role of Sangomas remains vital, even as society evolves rapidly around them. While cities grow and technology advances, the spiritual traditions of the Sangoma adapt without losing their essence. They have found ways to blend ancient practices with contemporary realities, serving communities that seek connection to their roots amid change. Many Sangomas now navigate both traditional rituals and modern settings, offering healing that resonates across generations. The relationship between modern medicine and Sangoma healing is complex but increasingly complementary. Rather than existing in opposition, these two worlds often collaborate, with patients turning to Sangomas for spiritual guidance while also seeking biomedical treatments. This balance reflects a holistic view of health that recognizes both physical and spiritual dimensions. Hospitals and clinics sometimes acknowledge the importance of traditional healers, appreciating the cultural context they provide. This coexistence enriches healthcare and honors diverse ways of understanding well-being. Beyond healing, Sangomas play a critical role in shaping cultural identity and fostering social cohesion within Zulu communities. Their presence anchors people to shared history, language, and belief systems, reinforcing a sense of belonging. In a world where rapid change can lead to fragmentation, Sangomas offer continuity, reminding their communities of the wisdom carried by ancestors. Through ceremonies, counseling, and everyday guidance, they help maintain social bonds and strengthen communal values. Sangomas also serve as cultural educators, passing on stories, songs, and rituals that keep Zulu heritage alive. Their work bridges generations, ensuring that younger people understand their spiritual inheritance. This role is especially important as many face pressures to assimilate into global culture, risking loss of traditional knowledge. The Sangoma stands as a living testament to resilience, weaving past and present into a vibrant cultural tapestry. In essence, Sangomas in modern society are not relics, but dynamic figures who adapt and thrive. Their ability to harmonize tradition with change keeps them relevant and respected. By maintaining spiritual connections, promoting healing, and nurturing community, they continue to be vital pillars of Zulu life in South Africa today. The spiritual depth of Zulu cosmology and the sacred practices of the Sangomas reveal a world where the seen and unseen dance in harmony. From Unkulunkulu, the great ancestor who brought life to the land, to the Sangomas who call upon the ancestors through trance and ritual. This rich tradition reminds us that life is woven with spirit. It is a living faith, one that honors the power of connection between past and present, body and soul, human and divine. These beliefs are not relics of the past, but vibrant, breathing forces that continue to shape and protect communities today. Preserving this indigenous knowledge is more than an act of cultural pride. It is a sacred responsibility. In a world that often forgets the wisdom held by ancient ways, the teachings of the Sangomas stand as a beacon of resilience and hope. They remind us that healing comes from balance, that the earth and spirit are inseparable, and that our ancestors walk with us still. To honor this knowledge is to honor the roots of humanity itself, grounded in respect for life, the land, and the forces that guide us unseen. As we close this journey, I offer a prayer for all who watch and listen. May the spirits of the ancestors bless you with wisdom and strength. May Unkulunkulu's light guide your path through darkness and uncertainty. May the healing power of the Sangomas reach your heart and soul, restoring peace and harmony within. And may you find in these stories the courage to walk your own spiritual path with grace and conviction, carrying forward the sacred legacy of those who came before. If this story has moved you, let it not remain silent in your heart. Subscribe, not just as an act of support, but as a commitment to keep these ancient voices alive. Like this video as a symbol of respect, a digital offering to the forces that sustain us all. Share this journey with those who seek meaning beyond the surface, who believe that true justice and healing come from a place deeper than the eyes can see. The spirit world calls us all, inviting us to listen, to learn, and to remember. Through the stories of Unkulunkulu and the Sangomas, we glimpse a universe rich with mystery and power, a universe where every soul matters. Let this be more than a video. Let it be a moment of connection, a step toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. May the ancestors walk with you, may the spirits guide you, and may your own light shine bright now and always.